Yay!
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 41 of Gracefall. Ah, rats. Last time, the group rescued, let's put that in quotes, Dick Stanton from a sphinx who he was trying to bribe in just a blatant disregard for how phalanges, what did we say the plural of sphinx was? Phalanges works.
A riddle of sphinxes.
A riddle of sphinxes. But didn't we figure out? Didn't Elle figure out that technically the plural of sphinx is like phalanx? So it's like
or something. It was something very disappointing.
Yeah. I think phalanx is way better than sphinxes. Personally, that is very cool.
Well, phalanx is just one. Is the problem?
Oh,
yeah, it's a group,
darn.
But it's just one group. So if you have multiple phalanxes, I believe they're phalanges, which is like where your fingers come from. Anyway, they captured Dick. He was punched in the throat several times before being bound and gagged. And
he was punched in the throat several times again.
And he was continually punched in the throat. He
don't know how he's alive, honestly.
Pneumatic. Maddie is choosing
he should
to do
be dead.
Non-lethal damage. He's got a couple levels. He's technically some level of adventurer.
Level 10 scab.
Fortunately for us, whenever you level up in scab, you actually give your benefits to your employer.
You level up by posting on Twitter.
Really
yeah. And as a reminder, in the mirror of the worst version of yourself, Dick was regular. So
something went wrong there. Yeah. I feel bad almost.
He definitely calls it X. And he's like, actually, you should call it its real name, which is X.
He has
the everything app.
Are you talking with the gag on?
Calling it Twitter when he starts calling his daughter Vivian.
I was literally, you know what? I'm glad you beat me to it because it's probably better for you to make the joke than me.
Y'all left the Proto-Chateaufel and were thrown back into your reality where you all have decided that the best course of action to return quickly to base camp is to repair the drop jammer. Given your party's expertise, that will be a matter of a couple steps, but certainly is doable, unlike if, say, the Shattered Kingdoms crew, who have never seen metal before, tried to fix it. Let's see. Coming back, regrouping, Clangley was starting to like hammer out, literally and figuratively, the dents in the drop jammer's hull. While you are doing that, Clangley, Dust reappears.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I just want to say that I didn't do it.
What?
Didn't do it.
Do what?
I know some people are going to think I did it, but I didn't do it.
Okay, Dust, you seem to have this problem where you think everyone's mad at you when nobody's mad at you. Yeah. And I really need you to, get over that, because we're kind of in a crisis right now.
So wait, what you're saying is you're mad at me?
No! It's the opposite of what I just said.
Well, way to cut him to his core, first of all. Did not realize that is what I was doing, but it absolutely is. He just said he's like, okay. He's your friend. He just said he was your friend. I didn't chew out all the wires. Just saying it.
Okay. I would not have thought that was you.
Oh, thank you.
That is very out of character. That's not something you would do.
It isn't something I would do. Man,
No.
I think we're best friends.
I certainly count you among them, and I say that with all sincerity. But you need to just stop assuming everyone's mad at you all the time.
That's going to be
no
real
one's
hard.
mad at you.
That's going to be
It
real
is
hard.
difficult, especially if you have self-confidence issues.
Man, you were
At what point do we hear echoing from the inside of the ship, "Where are all the fucking wires?"
Please tell her that I didn't eat them.
I don't... No one thinks you ate the wires.
That's good, because I did hear rustling inside the ship, but I didn't know what it was, so I ignored it.
Is it Stabby? Because he, I think, would eat the wires.
No, it sounded more rustly. Is that helpful?
Sounds like, oh, it's a raccoon. That actually is helpful, thank you. And then I'm going to immediately go get
Deeply hand.
get Wynne.
They do have little people here, so they can do people things.
Yes, I'm
Like,
immediately
steal the
going to go
wires
get
out
Wynne.
of my ship.
No, that's
They like electricity.
That's Queen Zap Zap, I think.
Well, maybe. I doubt she's the only lightning raccoon.
It's among. It could be Queen Zap Zap.
I mean,
Gonna
she
have to
was
be
easy to
careful.
deal with.
Not to crown another monarch.
Yeah. Did we? I gotta keep Clangley's accent somewhat consistent. Just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid. I don't do that.
Consistent accent.
That's stupid. That don't be ridiculous.
I'm really bad at it, so I will never judge anyone for it.
Consistent accent? What is this?
Someone will
Two of
start
the four
Irish.
people on Shattered Kingdoms?
Yeah. Yeah, all NPCs will start Irish, and then they'll just end up like this by the end of it. So, or every voice that sort of is like this just ends up being Kiros. Hello. But yes, it does not take you long, Issa, to there it is, to see that the inside of your ship. Oh man, sorry, I just opened up my Zap Zacoon, and apparently it can't be shared because it's too similar to Polar Bear.
What?
Even though it does,
Congratulations on reinventing the polar bear.
but like,
It's not.
it's got
It's
lightning
not.
absorption and it does lightning damage.
Just like a polar
What?
bear.
I think I use Polar Bear as its base stats because it's roughly bear-sized, but still. Anyway.
Between raccoon and bear-sized.
Correct. Now you're catching
It's
on.
that rage. Americans will use anything but the metric system.
What the fuck's a kilometer?
I'm Canadian. I don't have to.
Yeah,
I don't.
I work with someone. I work with someone who's from South America, so she will use the metric system, and I just often be like, "What the fuck's a kilometer? I don't know what you're talking about." Use inches.
It's about a third of a mile.
I understand that.
I actually frequently use millimeters primarily at work.
Most, like, if you have a job that requires you to measure things,
yeah.
like 90% of the time
I'm
you're using
measuring, like,
metric,
paper and boxes and stuff.
except weirdly enough for like cooking and construction. Those two things, ironically, where you arguably need to measure things the most, do not use the metric system even here. It's very strange.
Also measuring bullet weights and diameters. We use metric for that. That's where we need precision.
Bullets.
We do use metric. We just use it in the most American possible way.
But Issa, you indeed have noticed that, all your wiring has gone to shit, and it's got a bunch of teeth marks in it. You can deduce they're not tiefling teeth marks.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to assume they aren't Fred's either.
No. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, thank you for not secretly being a raccoon, Fred.
Easiest thing I've ever done is secretly not be a raccoon.
Wait, secretly not be a wreck?
So
You
we
got
need
that
to
backwards.
replace like 2/3 of the wiring in the ship.
Oh no.
Anybody have any spare copper in their pockets lying around? As well as, not that is your pocket, spare just lying around. As well as insulation, rubberization,
Dust hands you like a gum wrapper.
That's a start, thank you. And, also going
He's
to need...
accidentally doing the right thing. He's doing a great job, honestly.
He's beaming.
I'm going double check the wiring system to see they just took the copper and electrical wires and that the etherical wires are fine, because then we have to find a whole bunch of other materials for those, if they aren't.
Oh boy. I'm mildly perturbed by this.
Been trying to think of what they would use to conduct magic around a ship in a wire, and I am just still drawing a blank.
Silver? That's usually what I say
That would
for like.
be my thought, or like...
Yeah, silver is usually silver or gold are usually my like. What's like a metal that would conduct magic? It's like silver or gold, because like also like, what else are you using gold for other than like current? Like, I understand currency is gold, but like, you know, well, you're in an industrial revolution society, but like in a medieval society, what good is gold? It's not like silver's hard mostly. Like at least you can make stuff out of it.
It is pretty.
It's shiny.
It's pretty. That's it.
It's
like it's
really shiny.
But it's soft. So I
don't think
it's
you
like
understand.
A good magical conductor. So
It's really shiny. Actually, we have no, wait, we don't have currency. Fuck, this is the one campaign where we don't have currency.
You have paper currency. Y'all get paid in like dollars.
No, that's...
Yeah. And you've all mostly sort of quit your jobs. So
I have
Claire
a
was never
crowbar?
technically employed.
Nope.
It was arguably sort of self-employed, but under contract.
Yeah, it was like a third party. It's like how
I mean, I have extra arms back at camp, but like, I kind of like that is an option to take Clangley apart and use him for parts.
I don't like that option.
It's not a great
Technically,
option, but
you can-
honestly,
Hold
it's
on.
not the worst option.
Hold on. Elle, what you're telling me is you don't think other people should play spaceships, but you can play a spaceship? What if Clangley is the spaceship? I'd give him some control over the spaceship.
Does Clangley want to be the... It would probably make it easier to fly for him if he was the spaceship.
Wait, that's an option?
I don't know. You're talking about using your arms to make a spaceship. I don't know what's happening. I am picturing very stupidly your little head on top of the spaceship. And just like the top hat and being like, this is my body, I think.
That would be funny.
I don't really know how I'm getting there, but
I think that's approaching. So you know how like immediately Ellipsis is like, this is the bad idea. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't think like, I think now we're getting to the point where, oh no, now I see why it's a bad idea. So we're kind of back to square one.
Very interesting if Clangley the Drop Jammer got into combat. Just gonna land on them.
So Issa is starting to list wiring components, and okay, great, like adding it to the list of things that need to be fixed. Clangley, you are not wrong. If you like took apart your arms, certainly there are wires in there that would be useful. But again, you're getting to the point where you're diminishing your usefulness for a temporary fix for the ship.
Yeah, and I kind of need to like physically be there to build stuff.
Yes.
Like that is a big part of my job.
We've also established you are technically the best ship pilot.
Oh yeah, no.
So,
terrible idea.
You have
I'm realizing.
experience now, though.
Yes, you are getting slowly better. You're no longer going to roll with like disadvantage. So, because you've successfully flown it a couple times now.
Hooray!
Yeah.
That's all you need to do to get your flight license, right?
It's
fly
just
it a couple
hours.
times.
It's just putting in hours. Can I get perception checks from everyone, please?
Oh
no.
boy.
No,
Yeah, probably not, if we're being honest. You can get one from Wynne, I bet.
I got a 10.
11.
Also an 11.
I got a 15.
Thank you.
I think this is very apt.
Told you.
Most of you are can hear the creaking of the ship, the wind blowing gently in the breeze. You can maybe hear Dust starting to talk to Gloom. That's a pair right there.
Oh, yes. I wanted this.
Oh, that is a
Sad
nice
and
plant.
anxious put together.
Oh, wow, that is a nice plant. No, I don't want it. It's your plant. No.
Aww.
Um,
I think we've really this is. I'm very happy about this development, but okay, no getting distracted.
but with Wynne's 15, yeah, there's definitely something currently living inside that spaceship. Like, it's rustling around in there.
There's wrestling?
You'd say it's like a lot of little things.
What was this episode called again?
Rats.
I have some guesses as to what might be in the ship.
Have we already put Stanton into a hole? Like, we'll just bury him up to his neck so he can't do anything?
No, you can.
Okay, cool. I would have assigned that task to Fred. Dig a big hole.
Oh, already done.
Awesome. Put Stanton in it and bury him.
Weirdly,
He needs to be able to breathe.
I'll be right back.
I know.
The Fred goes off to gleefully do that. Maddie is just saying, I'm just gonna go watch.
Have fun. I'm not going to bother to build a cage for him. That's inhumane.
That's inhumane.
That's inhumane, yep.
Well, yes, because like if he's just a head sticking up out of the ground, then that's funny. If he's in a cage, you're gonna see a person in a cage, and that makes me sad.
You're not wrong, but it's frustrating the ways in which you're correct.
The delighted little snicker. Wow.
There's like
Every now and then you get this fun extra glimpse of, oh, right, she is a goblin.
I was gonna say, I didn't think that was politically correct, though, you know? All right, what's happening now? I feel like we have a nature person.
Here we go. But yes, when you can hear rustling, it sounds with a 15. It's hard to tell what it is, other than it sounds like a lot of little things.
Well, Wynne would hedge her bets and cast Speak with Animals. Be like, hello!
That might
Hello
be a
in
good
there.
move.
You can hear a lot of little voices going like, "Oh, yum 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 yum." This new shell
Oh
is
my
great.
God.
Yum, 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 yum.
Oh no.
Fucking wires!
Wynne will be like, "Oh, excuse me. Oh, you're not supposed to eat those."
Okay, everybody be quiet. Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Hey. And Wynne will like knock on the wall
Oh,
where
that's
you hear the
brilliant.
noises come from.
You-
Come on, out of there.
Like, yeah, just a flood, a big swarm of rats that have like bristly, like almost fiber optic fur and like a cable tail kind of pour out of the drop jammer and like kind of spill all around your feet, Wynne. And they're just like,
Oh boy.
well, fellas, we've been had.
Cheese it.
Ah,
But they all kind of like, they're like all right at your feet, Wynne. And they're just kind of like, okay,
Please leave.
leave. But
Go on. Go.
this is the best food we've ever had.
I know, but it's not yours to eat.
But we found it.
Yeah, but it's ours.
We live in it, though.
Eh.
And we have
Okay.
for as long as we can remember.
How long is that?
I don't know. We don't remember a time when we weren't living in here.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, I think it's theirs.
I'm afraid this is actually our little ship that we need the wires to go.
Oh.
Not firebolting the rats. I'm not firebolting the rats.
Wynn's very much ignoring this and just like concentrating.
I'm letting Wynne do her job. I'm not firebolting the rats.
Can I get either Arcana or Nature checks from Wynne and Issa? I think I know who is going to give me what, but
I mean, that's a nat 20, so yeah, I'll give you a nature check.
I
No,
only
I will
got
give you a 26 Arcana.
yeah.
I got an 11 in nature.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're scavengers, and they seem to be willing to stand their ground a little bit. But with Issa's nat 20, kind of looking at some of the rats, maybe even like picking one up and being like, give me my wires back. Looking at them, they seem, I mean, they're fairly intelligent. Rats are pretty smart. But kind of looking at their fur and looking at them, you think they could conduct like magical energies if you could get them to kind of flow the right way.
So this rat that I'm assuming I'm just holding by the tail because I don't like it, and it's just...
Issa, proper way to hold a rat. You gotta hold its bottom.
Ah, right, I have to hold it like it owes me money, which it kind of does. I'll be back.
Oh, it's like, which hand are you holding it in?
Oh, absolutely the metal one.
Okay, because it's like, oh, okay. And it's kind of like gnawing on your metal hand because it's like, I can sense beautiful wires in there.
Stop it.
Yum, 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 yum.
You're
Please
just gonna
don't
go find
Bring those over
Claire.
here.
I think Claire is currently doing residuum math, is where we left Claire last episode.
She's like out in the middle of like the field, just like some kid with a dividing rod, just like looking for residuum.
Come on, I want to find it.
Can't Dustcast find residuum? Isn't that like his one useful trait?
He's walking
Is it
around
more than
going,
one?
Yum, 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 yum,
That his primarily useful trait?
It is his
Well, actually, I
defining
think
useful feature.
I found it. It's just we either gotta dig for it or we gotta like go and walk around for
Yeah,
it.
like you can go get it. It's just like a matter of like, ugh, I gotta go somewhere to get it.
Clara's actually so she's actually kind of like standing out in the field, like on the like just like circumference of this, waiting for you guys to get done so she can take you on a residuum adventure.
Claire, I have a job for you. See this rat?
Mhm.
It can conduct magic.
So can I.
I know, but we could turn this into a wire.
The rat.
The rat?
Can the rat do it and not die?
Since when do
I
you
know.
care about that?
The fuck,
I don't-
Issa?
I don't.
They've been eating my ship! Issa's had a very interesting last couple of days. She has, like, no fuse left right now.
My God.
Killing a bunch of rats seems like the kind of thing you guys get upset with me about.
I'm gonna get upset with you about
Is
it.
this a
Wynn's going to
trick?
get upset
Exhibit
with you
A.
about it. Clangley's going to get upset with you about it. I'm trying to repair a drop jammer in the middle of the wilderness without proper equipment. I'm willing to make some small rodent sacrifices.
Wynne, can we do it without killing the rats?
I mean, hopefully we can maybe make them like a little hamster wheel or something.
You think
Do we have tubes?
you can have tubes?
Can make little hamster tubes that go around the ship.
Okay, actually,
You can tell she's already doing math in her head. Okay, like how close are the rats going to need to be to each other for this to work? I'm going to need to figure out how much per rat they conduct.
I mean, Wynne had already like just like being like, yeah, we can make a total like fun house type of like little tiny hamster tube that the rats can run around with, and like their fur would touch the top and conduct electricity or whatever we need to go make the ship go. That's what Wynne's thinking.
Also going to need to feed them, clean up after them.
Well, they seem to eat wires.
That's the problem!
Yum, yum, yum,
do they eat anything else other than wires?
Let me ask. So, what did you guys eat before you ate wires?
I mean, I think wires is all we've ever eaten. I guess.
So, can I like try to feed him a nut or something? No.
They seem drawn to Claire's like residuum experiments.
Oh dear.
Oh.
We're not doing Ratziduum. We're not. We can't, guys. We're going down a dangerous
you can't
path.
or you won't.
I won't, actually.
Oh,
We
that's
could
fair.
just mulch them and turn them into wire, and all of this would be solved.
Just degloving rats.
Why?
It would work.
Be fair, you hate that much more than Claire does.
Yes, I do.
And you have a
Listen,
bunch of
there
rat
is a-
skeletons. It's win-win.
There
Sorry,
is an
no offense,
episode
Wynne.
of Bob's Burgers that involves taxidermying squirrels, and some very interesting things are animated, and it's one I prefer not to. As much as I love that show, it is one I prefer not to watch. Thank you.
But Wynne is also 100% correct. If you can get the rats to kind of run around the ship in little hamster tubes, they would absolutely properly conduct the electricity, and you'd have a little ecosystem of happy little rats. They seem to be feeding off of energy itself. So while they're eating the wires, they're kind of eating the residual power that was left in the thing, which is why they also like residuum. So if there's enough charge from the battery, they might just be happy. Kind of like they might be related to the Zapsicums, who just eat lightning.
But am I wrong in that we can mulch them and turn them into wire?
You could. Oh, absolutely. You could. If you want to cut out the middleman.
I seem to have been outvoted, unfortunately.
I think you said molt them earlier, which is why I said the other thing. But,
Yeah, I thought you meant like we're gonna like shave them.
Yeah, you can shave them. But either one will work.
Can we shave them? No, it's...
I think it would be difficult, but you could do that.
How many little sleep spells are we as a party capable of casting?
Wait, can we just cast mending on the wires?
Well, they're all gone. I'm assuming.
They're all
yeah.
gone. Yeah, they are like they are eating.
Like, Mending
devoured. Like
create wire out of thin air.
Sorry, what was that? What was that? Claire?
Oh, mending cannot create wire.
Oh,
out
yes,
of thin
no,
air.
correct. If you had, shoot, it's a spell. Tarbeck, like fabricate.
I don't get that for a couple of levels,
Yeah,
sadly.
You're a half caster. So, not undoable with all your spells, or you could train rats.
Okay, but we need them to not eat any more wires until we have everything else working.
Can they eat this? Claire's gonna hold up one of the spools of spider silk.
A couple of them, like, kind of, kind of like, it's all like sticky to their little rat teeth.
That, I mean, do we want to try something with the spider silk? I don't know if that will do anything. Is the thing.
I mean, when we'll pull out like
Do rats eat scabs? Can we feed dick to them?
No.
Can you rephrase that, please?
Can we feed Mr. Stanton to them?
Was a no.
It's not a not no. Sorry, I was googling if spider webs conduct electricity.
Do they?
I don't think they do.
That's a very specific Google search.
Yeah.
I don't think the algorithm's gonna do.
It. Spider silk is non-conductive according to Reddit. Fun.
Darn.
Oh wait, but Quora, which is always a reliable source, says sometimes.
Andy, are these conductive?
The answer to that question is almost any material can conduct electricity if you throw enough current at it, which is an answer.
Have you ever seen a light emitting resistor?
That is a crazy answer, though. That is...
that's
but it's technically correct. Air is a conductor with a high enough voltage.
Physics Forum, which I'm going to trust more than Quora, is saying that spiderweb is generally more insulating than conducting, so you could use it as the cover for the wire. But I think that sounds smart. The Spider-Man comics led me to believe that web would conduct electricity, so, comic books have failed me once again.
Believe that spider web does whatever the writer wants it to do at this particular instance.
That is correct. Okay.
So we're looking at tubes, hopefully.
Issabel starts listing off a different list of materials that she's gonna need. She's much less enthused about this list. Okay, we're gonna need silicate to make the glass for the tubes out of, so you can see inside them, because I know you're gonna want to watch them. Also going to need equipment to... Oh...
I mean, did we take a long rest?
You can have taken a long rest. So
Okay, because I could...
reselect your spells.
Yeah, because I could, take Call Lightning and make glass on a rock if I wanted to.
That is a really good idea, actually.
You can use Call Lightning. There is a lake beach around here that has enough sand to form some glass.
We don't do anything the simple way, do we?
No.
I was about to say, if you just handed me a chunk of glass, could I mending it into shape?
Is that more... Let's see, hold on.
That sounds more fabricated.
That
but
sounds
also
more
fabricatey, but at the same time... No, I need that. That's the... what you call it? Stats.
Technically, I think artificers have like a weird tool proficiency thing where they get glass. They get like all tools and glass blowing as a tool, but I'm not sure.
Broken tear, broken link chain to has a broken key. Yeah, man. Ugh. Oh, sorry. They've already started to mark everything as legacy. You convert raw materials. Yeah, I what's the difference between new and old fabricate? Oh, there is a difference. Ugh. It's just like 4 words. Okay, anyway, it's fine. Yeah, I think that is more along the lines of fabricate, which I don't think you have, but you can cast higher spells than Clangley, I think. Since you've got the wizard
yeah, I
levels.
can because I have wizard levels. No, we start with woodcarver's tools for some reason.
There you go. I mean, what is wood but the glass of a tree?
That I don't know where you're going with this one, Andy. I'm sorry.
You have It says you have jeweler's tools. L.
Probably, I can also create... We can create any set of tools that we want to if we're given an hour.
Oh?
Right tool for the job. An artificer feature.
Mm-hmm.
All of my tools are part of my body, so I don't know how that's going to work.
You can use your
You just need that
flamethrower.
Believe you when you say I have it, but where in my inventory is that?
It's it's under your proficiencies. It says your proficiencies are Arcana, Investigation, and Jeweler's tools. You may not have them in your inventory, but you have them in your inventory. Like, that's fine.
Yes, I also do have Thieves' tools for some reason and Tinker's tools.
I have, I think, those and Mason's tools and
How did neither of us have the forethought to take glass blowing?
what? Oh my god, we're so dumb.
I have a flute.
Good job.
And you now have rats!
Good Pied Piper this shit.
And bees!
Yeah.
I just like the idea that Clangley and Issa are like pulling out all the tools they have, and Wynne just confidently walks up and puts her flute on the table. Like, that'll solve it.
I mean, you said glass blowing. It's a flute. You blow into it.
Exactly.
There's no bad ideas, I've been told repeatedly.
And who has
Including
told you
making a
this?
hamster cage to power a spaceship.
As Gary Gygax would have wanted. everyone. He was high a lot.
You're not wrong. Using rats to power a spaceship might be the most unhinged D&D thing we may have ever done.
It's a good look. It's a good send-off.
Impressive.
How's your spaceship work, rats? It's predominantly rat-powered.
Well, it's not rat powered. It's rat conductive. It was supposed to be a temporary fix, but you know how it is.
Than rat
you get
powered,
the animal, and then all of a sudden it starts to grow on you. And I actually still kind of hate the rat powered spaceship, but it makes Wynne so happy.
What are we doing? Is this D&D? Is this D&D?
Yeah.
I think we stopped mostly playing D&D about halfway through TFU. It's technically D&D, but most of what we're doing is just chicanerous nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, last week you guys made a sandwich, so that was the highlight of my week.
It was also technically a man's head. Watch The Sandwich King, everyone, for just, I don't know. I've just lost my mind.
You didn't need it in the first place.
Man, it's overrated. While all this is occurring, Claire, you receive a sending spell from... Fuck, what was his name? Professor Grimoire. Dr. Killjoy. It starts with update, period.
The fucking period.
Update.
Claire's synthetic heartbeat spikes.
Update. Located part of necromancy ritual. Red news, you found bodies. We found power source. Locked up tight.
You might have to refresh my memory about what this is about.
So you asked the necromancy guild, or the necromancy college, to attempt to track down what Hugo Greene needed a huge amount of necromantic energy, which means he's doing some murders, something. Like you don't be able to willingly transfer your soul into so many bodies. Now he seems to be doing some weird version of it because he sort of doesn't have a soul. But Dr. Killjoy is saying that he has found the fuel that is running these necromantic experiments. Copyright infringing, I'd like to point out.
It is technically my IP.
Patent that. You can make him license it. It worked great with drop jammer fuel.
And so the bodies that I found, or that we found, where were those again?
So that was the warehouse you burnt down that had a bunch of his like Warforged bodies in it.
Right. Okay, great.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right. So I just said back, what's the power source?
He says, locked up tight. Too many guards. Locked up tight. Too many guards. Think it's Vat of Souls? ?
Vat of Souls.
That's a thing?
You can tell he's like really like there's not a lot of confidence in his sending.
Yeah, he didn't write his dissertation on this. Can I make an Arcana check?
Yes.
Oh, that's an 11.
Okay. Vat of Souls doesn't sound good.
Tabaxi name.
Good tabaxi name. Excellent point, Dan.
I'm ever making a Tabaxi Necromancer.
Good tabaxi name, bad concept.
Yeah, Vat of Souls. I mean, you're kind of like it's one of those things where because you're an expert and you're so technical, the fact that this guy who's smart, like certainly smart, but this isn't quite his area of expertise. The fact that he's using like very general terms, you're just like, that's not helpful. So you're just kind of having a million ideas instead of like a very specific one.
He's using a stunning spell. I guess I can't fault him too much. He's only got a certain amount of... God, okay. I just sent back, don't engage.
K, period.
Oh, wow.
God, okay.
You ruined his proposal!
I understand, like, she's feeling the academic pull of curiosity, but she knows that is absolutely going to get them killed. And if they die, they do even more fucked up necromantic experiments. That is in their contract. That is what the necromantic college does. It's like, professor's dead. Guess you guys get to have a field day. Who wants to see what happens in a live dissection in the middle of a resurrection? Like, let's go, baby.
I don't know if I don't think the Necromancers Guild should be a thing. I don't know if that should be a thing.
I feel like the College of Necromancy needs to be intertwined with the College of Ethics.
That would be a good move.
They're just fine with the College of Ethics in the same way. I mean, if we're going to talk about, like, ethics on the fucking moon, why don't we start with Hugo fucking Greene?
They share a floor in the university the same way that like a prison guard shares a floor with prisoners. Like you really need to keep an eye on these guys because they're gonna get up to some shit.
If we're talking about the world building, the fact that we live in a world where Hugo Greene is allowed to keep a vat of souls to extend his life indefinitely.
That's actually, you know what?
Yeah, the Necromancy College is not going to have an ethics department.
Withdrawn.
And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, baby.
It had one, but then it ended up being mysteriously underfunded while these large donations were just anonymously being made to the Necromancy College.
Man, that's wild.
So turning rats into wires.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to, I've gathered.
It's frowned upon, I believe, was the official answer.
Yeah, especially since these seem to be homegrown rats that maybe were turned into magical rats by us. Possibly.
Us?
That's an interesting theory.
How did we turn them into magical rats?
I mean, they've said they only experienced knowing the ship. So they've been on this ship for a while. Or at least...
Claire, do you have something you'd like to share with the class?
My subjects are all dead.
Can I...
Don't blame me, I kill them.
Can I have Wynne make an insight check on if the rats are lying to her? Just be like, are you sure you believe this?
Insight check the rats.
I mean, I'll do it.
Insight check to someone you can't speak to.
I could speak with animals.
No, I was talking to Issa.
Well, I roll a natural 1.
You believe everything these rats have told you.
These rats.
Damn
it makes it a 9.
Jeez. You still believe everything. You have no reason to believe these rats would lie to you. Why would these rats lie to you?
Yeah, they're rats.
They're little rats.
They're little guys.
Do they understand lying? I don't even know.
I don't think they're capable of that.
The rats understand the concept of morality.
I hope so.
Yum,
Going
yum,
to
yum, yum,
start
yum, yum.
asking rats the trolley problem.
Just start doing the Voight-Kampf test. You're in the desert. You run across a turtle or whatever. You flip it over and eat its wires.
That's what they did!
Yeah, they think it's very normal.
This whole situation is very normal, Andy. Very, very normal.
Very normal D&D. Very Dungeons and or Dragons. As established, we can't afford both. We've got a lot of things going on right now. Issa, Issa, what are you thinking about? Dust comes over. Doesn't touch because that would be rude to invade someone's space, but starts doing like Reiki, like rubbing his hands together. Like, I'm gonna heal your energy chakras. Just gonna cleanse. I'm gonna do plucking. This is helping. I just looked at my stats for the first time in a while. Terrible. All of them are really bad. Everybody, don't let me get into a fight. I've got 14 hit points.
What are stats? It's very meta of you.
You would think he would have at least gained a level since he went to the Feywild.
Nope, because I have no combat applicability whatsoever.
But we use milestone.
What milestones have I had? I made a friend. Ooh, I did make a friend.
Made a friend. Gain a
Clangley.
level.
I'm gonna gain a level.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Clangley. I'm going to use
Now
it
he
to
has
pick
15 hit points.
terrible spells.
Oh, you could pick one good spell.
Mm,
You have to pick one good spell.
let's see, level 4. Let's see. Ability score improvement. We're going to pick charisma.
Oh.
Aren't you a wizard?
No, I'm
He's
a
a
sorcerer.
sorcerer.
I am a storm
Oh,
sorcerer.
okay.
Yeah.
A storm sorcerer?
Yep. I can mildly affect the weather.
Why only mildly?
Because that's my spell selection. Have I learned any?
What level is Find Residuum again?
First level spell.
So he can fly 10 feet when he does it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
I got another cantrip and spell. Let's pick some ones. Create bonfire.
Might actually be a useful spell.
And
Succeeded in distracting Dust for a moment.
Oh, this is terrible because now it has every spell twice.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was picking new spells.
No.
Bad. This update is working. Everybody is enjoying it.
It's never been easier.
Oh my god, so true.
I don't want to pick. Oh, Warding Wind. There we go.
Oh.
Done. Oh, that's not, he has one spell that can do damage, and it's Hellish Rebuke, and he only gets that because he's a tiefling.
Because he's a tiefling.
Although I believe Create Bonfire can technically do damage. He would never.
If you hold someone in the bonfire.
There's a bunch of
you
really
can create it
weird...
under people's feet, and it does like a
I was gonna
D8 of fire
say-
damage. Like, it's not bad.
There's actually a bunch of weird, like, gimmicky strategies that make Create Bonfire a pretty good spell, all things considered.
It's a spell that can light things on fire. Like, that's useful.
He has 18 hit points, a 9 armor class, and an initiative of -1. Dust, everybody.
He's doing his best.
He's trying. You know what? I'm going to give him inspiration.
After all this, he deserves it.
After all this,
He deserves some
he
inspiration.
didn't,
Yeah.
he didn't eat those wires after all.
He's my inspiration.
What a hero.
So yeah, D&D, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for the big twist at the end where Dust does end up being the hero.
You'll see.
That would be pretty rad.
Warding wind will turn out to
Would
be
be
useful.
excellent.
So putting everyone's heads together, you all have several engineers here because you found Fred wandering in the wilderness before you went into the Doom Vortex. You have Echo, you have Issa. That's 3 engineers. Plus Clangley and Gloom are both very physically adept at workfolk. So they're generally good mechanically.
Sorry, workfolk?
Workfolk. You're part of the workers union. You're workfolk. I didn't want to say men. But I meant
okay.
I meant mechanics is what I meant to say. But I couldn't think of the word, so you got workfolk.
No worries.
So starting to kind of try and implement some of these plans, the tubes are going to be hard, but I think you can do it given enough time to conduct. You could also, Issa, there's that voice in the back of your head saying, "Just wood chipper them."
Pick it up.
They're
Crush
made
it over a jar.
They're made of fiber optics. Like their fur is wires.
I could just shave them, weave that fur together.
Do any of you have weaver's tools?
I can make weaver's tools.
Barber's tools?
Like, I mean, you can only have one of them made at a time, so I can make a set of barber's tools, shave all the rats, make a set of weaver's tools, make the wire, and then by the time I'm done making the wire, the rats should be ready to shave again.
This is like some weird Minecraft farm.
No, like, Andy, I have to wonder, how did you expect us to try and solve this?
That's not...
You just threw magical rats at us to see what happened.
Yeah. I don't solve problems that I throw in front of you because then I have a solution I expect you to do, and I don't want that ever.
Okay.
So I just make them up and go, I'm done thinking for the day.
Okay, I mean...
And then we go to make the spaceship powered
honestly,
by rats.
Yeah.
It's
and
weird.
I'm just like, that sounds rad. So,
and every now and then, it only occasionally ends with a dink incident.
Yes.
At which point you have to think a lot all of a sudden.
Yeah. But I got a couple weeks to at least think about that. I try and pivot them so that they end there, and then I have time to think about it.
It's a rat-powered spaceship.
Okay. So, it sounds like we're all sort of focusing towards that.
Are we?
Claire, I don't know. Claire, is there anything you wanted to do with the information provided to you by Dr. Killjoy, or is that just noted?
Can I do the mathematical calculation in my mind? Just guesstimate how many people he would need to kill in order to kind of keep this thing running? Just how much necromantic energy he would need to generate?
I mean, it's he seemed to imply in all of your interactions that he could keep this going indefinitely.
Oh, fun.
Which would imply that he has hundreds of souls.
Okay, so this guy is evil. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think we already figured that out. Like, no disrespect. But...
yeah, but, like, we knew he was evil in the, like, exploiting his workers kind of way, and not in the killing babies kind of way.
He's killing
and
babies?
keeping their souls. So it's not even like they get to go to the afterlife.
Kind of stuck in a vat.
They're just stuck in a vat.
Like rats in a spaceship.
Except they aren't even allowed big tubes to wander around and have fun in.
There are no wires for them to eat in the vat of soul.
What
Well, when we
horrible
find the
living
vat, I'll
conditions.
sprinkle a few extra wires into it for you.
Just
Oh my
grind up
God.
the rats, Issa. I'll look the other way this time.
I'm not. You're gonna have to deal with Wynn's not there.
I'm siding with Wynne on this. I don't want to see like the fucking like processed rat goo.
Ew.
Well, now that you've said processed rat goo, I think I'm against it again.
Damn it.
Yes.
You were so close, Issa.
There's a
You've made
reason I
very-
deal with bones.
It's been a very good argument, actually.
Actually, yeah, that's gross. Don't do that. Damn it.
I mean, it would only be goo while it's in the processing phase. Once
No.
it's finalized, it would be dried out.
So we have to dehydrate the rat goo.
Okay, we're gonna move on from this now. We're not gonna bring up the rat goo again.
Let's really break this down.
If you think you smell barbecue, no, you don't.
Just tapping the sign. No more rat goo.
Don't make me tap the sign.
Yeah.
There's a no rat goo zone.
But
I'm
it's
never
the
gonna get a
entire
chance
ship
to-
you set it up. So I'll make the rat goo away from camp. I'll turn it into wire. It'll be great, and then I'll just come back with a bunch of wire.
There's gotta be. Can we just prospect for copper?
Sure.
Do you want to start digging for copper?
Yes. I'd rather
Okay,
do
I'm not going to
that!
stop you. Take
I'd
Wynne
like
with
start
me to help
digging
you
for
find the copper.
Andy. Do I have a metal detector or some kind? I guess a metal that copper would not show up on a metal detector. Only ferrous metals show up on a metal detector, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you need to find a non-ferrous metal detector. That's a thing that exists.
Oh,
It doesn't.
today I learned.
It doesn't.
You're
Look, I'm not.
pulling my leg.
I didn't do great in science classes. You could have just been like, I didn't need a metal detector. I would have been like, detects metal, just like Magneto can control all of it.
Wait a second. I have locate object. Any copper object on me, I'm going to point to that and say, I need copper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, hold on. Look at objects. Got like a crazy long.
See, it
range,
took
right?
us an hour and a half to get here.
I can. No, I don't have locate
We
object.
went all the
Shit.
way through processed
Oh, wait.
rat goo before we tried locate object.
I don't think I have locate object.
In 4th edition, we spent our entire campaign trying to translate a language because in the DM's world, orcs like weren't really like a common thing, so we had to like none of us spoke Orcish, and it was this whole campaign. And
I cast tongues.
I looked at my character sheet and I saw after months and years that I had a class feature that would have let me just learn the language. But 4th edition character sheet was way too long, so I didn't notice it. And it was my first time playing. Anyway, years. That campaign went on years.
I do have a locate object.
Wynne?
Like through.
But then you have to go and take Clangley with you so he can do the mining.
Yeah.
Bye!
If I come back and all the rats are dead, Issa,
What if there are no rats?
I'm gonna sink your ship.
Oh,
She
it's an airship.
Issa, she said just all, not some.
Okay, pick your favorite.
Oh my god. This is a dark episode.
Issa has lost her patience.
Yeah, I gave a utilitarian argument for killing Dick Stanton last episode, and that wasn't even as gruesome as this has gotten.
No, I think they're both pretty gruesome.
It was an argument that Issa agreed with, for the record.
And yet he's still alive.
For some reason. It's because I do still think turning him over to Wheezy is the crueler fate, so...
Then can I kill him?
If she says so, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just fascinated by the differences in these spells and how minor they are. Issa's attempting to convince Wynne and Clangley to leave so that she can kill all the rats, is what I'm hearing.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It seems like we are at a standstill.
Yeah.
Can we please just go get the copper?
Okay,
I'm
I will
going
go get the
insane.
copper.
Okay, I will go with you. Please don't kill the rats while we're gone.
Fine.
Clangley just seems fucking exhausted.
Issabel has this entire time seemed fucking exhausted.
That's fair.
Okay. So, Wynne casts Locate Object, describing copper. Easy enough. You can indeed find a decently large copper vein in a nearby like not a plateau, but a big flat rocky area. Kind of the grass, the plain lands die out, and there's this large expanse of scrubby grass growing in between big stone chunks, and looking around you can see some fairly sizable copper veins that Clangley can punch out, basically.
I have miner's
actually,
tools.
You have
I'll-
actual miner's tools? I was just
Yes.
thinking you were just going to
It's
punch
kind of
them.
my thing.
But
I was a robot built to excavate stuff.
so Clangley can easily excavate. I just thought you punched him.
No.
you
No,
punch
I
everything
have,
else.
I have
I
there's
was,
like a pneumatic drill in my arm.
I was going to let it work.
Say earlier, all of his tools were built into him, so he is just kind of punching them.
I
With a
guess,
drill.
yeah, in a way, it's like it's a little bit of Gurren Lagann and a little bit like Bender from Futurama.
But Clangley can very easily mine this.
Those two tonally similar
Uh,
things.
Issa back at camp.
So I'm not killing the rats, but I'm definitely going to start shaving some to make wire from their fur. So there is still going to be some rat tubes, but there's also going to be a lot more rat-made wire to bridge some of the gaps. It's not as much as Wynne would have liked.
Okay.
I'm being antagonistic because I'm upset and don't have an outlet for it, but I am going to compromise the two solutions and not kill the rats.
Okay. So, for some wiring, you have rat tubes, you have rat fur, and you have copper, which can be, especially with jeweler's tools, can be woven into fine strands and braided and insulated with that spider silk to make wires, proper wires. Issa inspecting the rat fur, you do think that the rats themselves would make better conductor. Like the rat tube is going to be a better conductor than the fur. The fur definitely can be used to make
I'm
wires.
absolutely upset by this information.
But
I win.
now killing the rats. No. So the rat tubes, especially for things like from the main battery, which you still all have to find the main residuum chunk, from that, you think the rat tube will be most efficient. But like things like the control panel, that can use the rat.
All of
fur.
the small fiddly stuff can use more wires.
Yeah.
Use it for like the main buses and things. That's just like, okay, apparently living rats are excellent conductors of etherical energy.
Who knew? I didn't.
Dang it.
Before today.
Today we learned, apparently.
So Wynne and Clangley are off doing that.
You know, dead rats kind of just like, if you shock them. They don't really do much.
Claire, last episode, indeed, you were doing the calculations for and finding the residuum chunk that you need to power this spaceship. So, wandering away from the former site of the Doom Vortex, you do have to travel some distance because the Doom Vortex kind of had this sucking effect on a large area of residuum. But you can find a nearby lake that has the iridescence of the Danger Glade.
Iridescent Danger Lake.
It is indeed the iridescent Danger Lake. And the water also seems to have that sort of iridescence. And I don't think you've ever seen a liquid that has shared the iridescence of residuum before.
Arcana. Don't fuck this up.
You discover...
That is a natural one!
A brand new energy drink for Warforged.
Ooh. Yep. If you thought Panera's charged lemonades or something, wait until you drink gas.
It's
this is gasoline.
Motherfucking fantasy Baja Blast.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Why did you say that?
But with so much more caffeine in it.
Baja Blast Gelato released today in Taco Bell's.
It did indeed. And
We're not advertising for Taco Bell, guys.
No, I'm just stating a fact.
If there is one thing I will advertise for, it's Taco Bell. They have a lot of vegetarian options, so I'm a fan.
I know you're a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
I probably did and just forgot.
Yeah, for 20 years now, probably.
I definitely knew that and just forgot. I'm sorry.
The Baja Blast Gelato, I can't imagine that's good.
I can imagine it's amazing.
I do like Baja Blast. I don't know, just we'll talk about it later.
I feel like now I have to go and try it.
Focus on the rats, Andy. Do it for the rats.
Iridescent Danger Lake. Iridescent Danger Lake.
Yeah, one. Sorry, Claire.
We give the rats the iridescent Baja Blast, and it charges the spaceship.
I actually think that might work.
Anyways, are there like residual rocks that I can pick up?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm a robot. I'm not going to stick my hands in residual water. Like normal water, I'd be fine. That's not how my magic works. But residual water, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. Yeah. So
if I'm coming up blank on like, I mean, I'll do like a little. So I'll like just like kind of dip one of my things in it without touching the water, and then like gather some.
Oh yeah, you can grab some samples very safely. But yeah, you're just with a 1. I think you probably draw too many conclusions. Like you just start filling. Your head is filled with so many hypotheses that there's no one clear way you think it would work.
This is just not helpful.
It's just so many diverging paths. But yeah, you can find a bunch of stone or lake smoothed rocks. You can see in the lake there's like coral and like seaweed that seems to be iridescent as well. Grabbing a couple particularly nice rocks on the shore, you also find a very sizable chunk of like crystal, like the good stuff, residuum that I'm gonna say you probably brought Gloom and Fred with you to help you move things because you're not particularly
Fred's
strong. Fred is here.
Oh,
You found him at some point.
Like from Fredonia?
Yeah,
Isn't he in a wheelchair
Rick.
now?
We have
'Cause
Rick
Oh, you
here.
have Rick. I'm sorry. He's also Fred. Yes.
Yeah,
you have
they're
Rick
also
here.
they're both Fredericks.
They're both Frederick. Sorry.
Oh,
You do have
Well, I'm
Rick
glad
here. That makes more.
I'm glad they
like,
both go by different names.
Yes, that is why he started. Well, I also wanted to trick Jay. I mean L. Sorry. Trick is the wrong word. Surprise. Rick is here. Yes, who has a mech suit. So useful to carry things. Rick and Gloom can help carry the sizable residuum chunk back to camp. Everything's starting to come together. The dome of the drop chamber has mostly been repaired through joint effort. There is an intricate wiring system of rats, rat fur, and copper being implemented, much to some people's disappointment.
Some of the rats are also very bald now.
Yes.
Much to someone's disappointment.
Dust is just happy that no one thinks he ate the wires.
I don't
Have
know
you
why
ever eaten wires before?
Have I eaten wires before? No. Twizzlers. They're like candy wires.
What's a
So like a licorice?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're like strawberry flavored.
Oh.
And some of them you can pull apart and they taste wildly different for some reason.
We've been at this for like an hour and a half.
Whole lot of time to indulge in confectionery since dimension hopping.
He's just nodding behind you. You ever had a candy button? You get a little paper on each one. I don't understand why that's how they decided to package them.
My ship is full of rats.
Congratulations.
got a
And they
ship
work
full of
really well.
got a ship full
That's
of
the
rats,
part
I got
that
a
she's
huge
more
old
upset
room.
about, is that it's a stupid idea, and it works so well. Why are these actual rats such low resistant conductors? Why?
I told you, they're
Bright
magic
Metal has
rats.
forsaken me.
I just love the
They're
idea
radical
that,
rats.
Like, we must have done something to them because they're not regular rats. Regular rats can't conduct electricity. That's
Since
silly.
when have we found a normal creature on this planet?
Can I
Yeah,
arcana
exactly.
these rats? Can I get one arcana thing?
Sure.
Okay, 18.
Yeah. Wynne's theory that, perhaps that these rats were normal rats that somehow being exposed to like the Doom Vortex and a residuum wave altered them absolutely checks out.
Yeah, we fucked up these rats.
The idea also that they simply didn't remember what they were before. They're rats. How long? What's their attention span?
They didn't have the need to store memory until the Doom Vortex happened. All they've known is eat wires.
God, I wish that were me.
Right?
Me too. Life would be so much simpler if we just ate wires.
We ate wires, and then someone upsettingly showed up, shaved me, and put me in a palace.
First, they threatened to turn you into processed goo.
We're not letting you live that one down.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Would have worked, Issa. It would have worked.
We've put so many things on the shelf that Claire's done, but I make one ethically questionable decision with rats.
See, the thing is, I never usually ask for permission. That's only something I started doing recently.
Yeah.
See,
She's had
character growth.
character growth. You seem to be going in the other direction.
You're gonna pass.
I
Claire
didn't.
gets better, Issa gets worse.
You have to have one evil scientist on this stream, and it's gonna be one of you.
It's both of us at alternating times.
Yeah, me and Wynne are technically.
Turn with evil scientists.
Me and Wynne are technically both kinds of scientists, but we're way too nice to be evil.
Look, all of a sudden
Also-
I have to fight a demon I didn't expect to ever in my life be one of Moloch's nemesises, but here I am? That's a bit stressful.
Thought it was Mammon.
Mammon. Whichever
Is it Mammon or Moloch?
name Andy's about to say.
It's Mammon.
It is Mammon.
Also, Wynne, I found a bunch of iridescent dyes. Organic material. In that lake over there. Seaweed and coral, and I couldn't stick my hands in it to get you some, I might explode.
Anyways,
I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it either. I would explode too.
Well, you're not made of residuum. Are you?
I thought, or I would turn into residuum. Isn't that what happened to everybody in the Danger Glade?
If they stayed in it too long, or was that immediate for...
No, it exploded
good
organic
creatures.
people
Yeah.
if they stayed in it too long. It overpowered Warforged battery, and they would overheat like a Samsung Galaxy. Topical. If they
forgot about
stayed in
that
too
shit.
long.
it is wild that that happened.
It's weird. That was just a thing for a while. Tesla batteries, they still explode, right?
Often.
Yeah,
Apparently, the Cybertruck just catches fire.
If it gets
the
wet, yeah.
Cybertruck is the worst thing that Tesla has made, and it's not particularly close.
No, not at all. Like, that is by far, for the price.
The entire car is wired in serial.
And it's
That
untreated steel!
If
People are
one-
getting, like, cut. Sorry, continue.
With the exception of the headlights, the entire thing is wired in serial. So if one electrical component fails, the entire car doesn't work.
What?
It stops working.
Why would you ever wire it?
We
I'm
stopped
sorry.
making
This
Christmas
is the
lights
21st
like that.
fucking century.
Yeah.
Why would you wire anything in cereal? Oh my god.
Because it's cheap and you fired most of your good engineers because they tried to tell you no.
What if it was powered by magical rats, though?
As long as the rats aren't wired in cereal,
Issa,
I
I
think
have,
we're
wi-
fine.
I
Well,
have
no, 'cause
wired
if
the
the
rats in parallel.
Issa
If the
would
rats
never.
unionize, what Elon is going to do to them will make what Issa was going to do look like a patty cake by comparison.
Yeah, he's gonna move to Texas or whatever.
please don't. There are enough cars on the freeway.
Every time I see a Cybertruck on the road, I point at it and go, ew, even if I'm the only person in the car.
I have seen one in person driving around, and I genuinely could not stop laughing. They look so bad.
They look disgusting in real life.
Dumpster on wheels.
So
They just
look like
they're
dirty.
I cannot overstate how dangerous it is to have just untreated steel be the surface of your vehicle. You're going to cut yourself on it, and it has happened several times to several people.
No
Oh, you mean the front
Anyway.
motors that
Exactly.
can actually
Oh my
cut
God.
people's fingers off?
What?
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
front
yeah.
motors. If it closes down, it doesn't have a big sensor on it to, know it's closing on something and to stop. It does have one, but it'll stop on your arm, not your fingers. These it'll
It's like
take
the
off.
one.
Yeah. So I've seen a bunch of people like slice carrots using a Cybertruck.
Well, also just the like Andy was saying, there are no crumple zones. It was like Elon was like, "Why are cars designed like that? That's stupid," and then made something that looks like an unloaded asset in a video game.
We used to
without
not make cars
realizing-
with crumple zones,
and
they
people
were
died.
wildly dangerous. And we stopped
if there's
doing
no
it.
crumple zone, you are the crumple zone.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All
that
that
energy
force
is going to go
into
into the
you.
softest part of the car, and it is now you.
Or the person in the Cybertruck will be fine, but everybody else is going to be, because you're driving a tank.
No.
That's
not how that works. The energy that the car gets hit with is going to go into the softest part of the car. If you are the softest part of the car, it is going to go into you. Because I've seen
Cybertruck in there. But anyway,
get into massive wrecks before, and the truck itself is totaled but looks mostly intact. The car that was crumpled and shredded from hitting the Cybertruck, that person who is in that car walked away from the accident. The person who is in the Cybertruck left in an ambulance. They also have no airbags.
Well, why would you need it? I don't know how they're allowed to sell.
Apparently, they're bulletproof until you actually shoot one with a gun.
Yeah.
Because our regulations aren't enforced. They're written, and then you say you do them.
I'm sure you've all seen the meme that if Back to the Future was made in 2024 or in 2028 or whatever, Marty would be like, "You made a time machine out of a Cybertruck?"
At least the Cybertruck can go 88 miles an hour. It shouldn't, but it can.
It'll be fine. It won't overheat and explode.
We're supposed to be playing D&D. I'm sorry to interrupt.
I forgot. I don't know what to tell you. We turned rats into an electrical system today.
Hugo Greene has also implemented a new kind of drop jammer that looks like a war.
It's just it's all
like,
square.
It looks like something Blade Runner would drive or whatever. It's just like, do you think his name is Blade Runner? Anyway, we've got the things. We've got the rat-powered spaceship. We have the battery. We can rebuild it. We can make it stronger.
I've lost the plot hours ago.
We had a plot.
I think we're there. But
we never had it.
We will wrap up there with the drop jammer being mostly rebuilt, and we will see if it is airworthy next time. As we try and get back to the Titan Vault to prevent Elon Musk, Hugo Greene, from unleashing a Titan thing. Everybody did it. You have a rat-powered spaceship. Outros and also plugs. Dan, talk about the rat.
Hi, my name's Dan. Have you ever had a rat? That's it.
Liz.
I don't know what we did today, but I'm hesitant to call it D&D.
Hi, I'm Liz. I will force every stream I'm in to become a Disney movie.
Good job.
Yeah.
Not until you sing to the rats. You have to remember to do that next episode.
I do. I just want to make a
You have a
ratatouille.
flute.
I do have a flute.
Flute. Bam, we're done. Problem solved.
Yep.
Mira.
Hi. I had one more point on the Tesla Cybertruck conversation, and that is I will echo the thoughts of my sister, and that Adam and Jamie from Mythbusters might not have the best working relationship anymore, but I need them to come back so that they can test the Cybertruck, and not necessarily at any scientific. Like, I don't care what myth they're trying to bust about it. I just need them to stick it full of C4 at the end, and then put a little picture of Elon Musk's face on the windshield and stuff full of C4, and then just make it explode.
Set a new record for largest explosion past the cement truck.
Mm-hmm. Get in trouble with their neighbors again, get banned from a certain part of California. Rest in peace, Grant. We miss you.
L. Just thinking about exploding Cybertrucks.
Of all of
It's
our
glorious.
episodes of Gracefall, this sure was one of them. Was it focused? No. Did it move the plot forward? Sort of. Maybe. No. But it happened.
The drop jammer? That's progressing the plot.
We fixed a drop jammer with
On paper,
rats.
we accomplished a goal.
We got a vat of souls. We don't know what it's doing.
We don't even know what it actually is.
It sounds like things have been moved.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Look, this is Tim and technically Dungeons and Dragons. Last week on Shattered Kingdoms, as Liz said, they made a sandwich that also turned out to be a Fey Lord's head that needed to be replaced, so they made them for Reuben.
Yeah.
This week we got a spaceship powered by rats.
The description of Mayor McCheese-esque was used last week.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize I can do that too. Like, what was that?
You had confetti come down. You're just magic. You're the only one who could do these Discord features.
You have
I don't
to
know
have
what
a
it
setting
is.
turned on somewhere that the rest of us don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah. No, I refuse to believe it's a setting. I will only accept that Liz is magic.
Okay.
And none of
Liz
us
is magic.
None of us.
I mean,
We don't
I
have
accept
access
this.
to the old
are
ways.
any of you on a Mac?
Oh, maybe that's it.
It's a
I'm
Mac
not.
thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. It might be something that the Mac camera does.
Yeah.
So it's not a Discord feature.
How did I get confetti
How did
before?
you get confetti before?
I think it was 2 peace signs before you started
Oh,
doing quotes.
you Nixon? Is that there it is.
I hope not. Yep, there it is. Of all of us, Wynne is probably the least a crook.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we're doing a ranking, yeah.
Yeah. So this is Dungeons and Dragons. Technically, they can't take
Sort
that away
of.
from us. So do whatever you want.
If you are doing something in your D&D game that makes WotC want to undercut its entire player base, then are you even playing the game?
What?
Yeah, I agree. Shatter Kingdoms is back next week. We'll be back here in 2 weeks to fly this rat ship. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye, I
Rat
guess.
ship! Rat ship! Rat ship!